could really thumb through it, bro. Quit playing with me. Ah, shit. I could really thumb through it. All right, my thumbs are getting tired already. What's good, yo? Quick little trade recap. Today is, as of 7 minutes ago, is Friday. Really Thursday night, though. I took this trade Wednesday. I'm a little late on doing a video on it because I don't remember why, but I did journal it. I just don't have a video to put into my journal, so we're gonna knock this out real fast. Damn, I don't know why I had this weird thought, bro. Last night, man, I had a nightmare that I had to go back to working at Chipotle. That's not for the faint of heart, bro. All right, we lock back in. So Wednesday, FOMC day, bro. I was not looking to trade at all. I'll be honest with you. I actually was perfectly expecting to not trade, or perfectly okay with. I was expecting and perfectly okay with not trading. Okay. So FOMC was like 2 p.m., 2:30, and that's when we found out about interest rates and all that stuff. So I'm expecting at this point the markets to pretty much, I was expecting it to be choppy, to be honest with you, in the morning. But a clean setup presented itself and took a dub. So yeah, I'm not complaining. For the day though, this is Wednesday. So I was bearish for a couple of reasons. One, new week opening gap it's a massive gap, actually a humongous gap. So I wanted us to at some point fill this, and I saw at the very, very least it made sense that in the near future we would take out at least the consequent encroachment of it. So that was one confluence. I wanted us to fill this gap, and I feel like it made sense to fill the gap. Another confluence, there's this target right here, which is super, super close. I felt like that was a very, very high probable target. And actually, I'm just noticing, oh no, this is the same internal SMT. I thought it was another one. We'll get into that in a second. So that was my higher time frame. I'm bearish. We have actually a really good target right here to shoot for. So I had no reason to look for longs today. Not today, but Wednesday. We're respecting bearish order flow. We're in a downtrend. Things are looking nice. We're super close to this target. This would be London low of that day, which would be Wednesday. So Wednesday's London low, high target. I didn't think I was going to be able to find a vehicle to get me there, right? So I was looking on the 5-minute time frame because we were so close to this target, this sell side. I'm thinking like, I got to get any POI, any point of interest I can possibly find just to get here, because I'm thinking we're going to hit this target very fast, and I very well probably won't be a part of it. All right. So I was looking on the 5-minute to try to catch the earliest entry possible. And I noticed that we inverted this gap on the 5-minute. And at first I was a little confused. I'm like, hold on. I'm pretty sure we're bearish. Like, why are we inverting this gap? Now there's one up here, which I guess I'm just not realizing, but I'm thinking out here, like, I don't know if I want to take shorts. But then I zoom out and I saw the 10-minute. I'm like, okay, that is 100% my vehicle. This is going to be my point of interest. Oh, I lied. This is a 10-minute. So this 10-minute gap was my point of interest. This is where I wanted to find an entry. At this point, it's about 9:50, closing in on 10 a.m. Sorry. So I look for an entry, 1-minute time frame. I have the bias, I have the target, I have the entry, which is my I guess my vehicle, my point of interest. And now we're just looking for an entry. That's the last missing key in order to take a trade. So I found an entry right here. We come up to this gap. I don't need this anymore. This is the 10-minute gap right here. We come up above it and then immediately this plays down, and this was my entry right here. So there was, actually I forgot to mention, there was an SMT right here. I'm gonna put y'all on game. We had an external SMT for my point of interest, and then we also had an internal one for the entry, and I'll show you that in a second. So this was the external SMT, right? ES took this London and Asia high. NQ never did. If I go into the 1-minute time frame, which is where my entry was, you see another SMT, right? Boom. So we have a quadruple, really a double, but kind of a quadruple SMT. And so this added to my conviction very much so. We have the correct bias, we have a target, we have respecting We have price respecting the 10-minute gap, displacing out of it on the 1 minute time frame, putting an SMT on the external and the internal time frame. So actually, this is like as flawless as a setup gets for me. And it's very hard to notice because it's super small, but we did have very small, but still existing inverted fair value gap added to my confluence right there. And then once we had the change in state, obviously there was a lot of momentum down, price displacing down right here, creating this 1 minute gap. This is where I wanted to enter. Now, I usually wait for my limit order to get filled. I don't really market execute, but the reason I did it today is because the target is so close, we're likely just gonna fly and just not really get a retracement. I just kind of know that from, I guess, my market experience and backtesting a lot. I felt like it was very probable we didn't see a proper retracement, especially since we had two SMTs. I'm thinking price is finna just dump, and I was kind of right. I'm glad I didn't wait because I got in. It wasn't right at the close. It was maybe about here. I think I put my stop at the candle body. And then targeting that low over here was about 2R. So that was my trade right here. And then like I said, I'm glad I didn't wait because, bro, if you look and zoom in, never got any type of retracement into that gap, which would have been where I would like to put my limit order right here. So glad I didn't wait. I'm glad I market executed. It was the right decision for today. And then yeah, it just kept dumping. So I actually didn't get out right here. I forgot to set a TP. So in here, I was still holding, kind of freaking out. Like, can we please come back down? I wanted to trail the whole day, bro. Like I said, that big new week opening gap that I talked to you about, like it was a huge gap. I felt like we had a ton of room to keep going lower. So my ideal plan for the day was to trail. I kind of broke that plan because I chickened out once price got back to this target, right? Not right there. Right there. I was like, 2R for the day. I'm gonna just take it. But I kind of wish I held because it just kept going lower. It just kept dumping. Hit, I think, TP3 for me. So would have been nice to hold. I wish I did, especially since I went in with the wrong risk. I risked one contract, which in itself is fine, but because my stop was kind of small, I think I was only risking like $400, $450 or something, when I like my risk to be pretty high on these evaluations. I want to just pass them quick. So what I've been doing is risking like 1.5% of the account balance. So 50% or $50,000 account, you know, 1.5% would be 750. So I've been risking about 750 per trade, and it's been working out nice, been getting me there quick. I don't honestly, I just chickened out. I got in on one contract, and then I'm like, I'm only risking 450. I should probably put in another contract, but I chickened out. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just rock out with one contract. So you could argue that was a break of rule as well because, you know, obviously I'm trying to risk heavy. So I don't even know why I was nervous, bro. It's a damn combine. Like, it's not like I'm putting in real money right now. So I don't know. I kind of fumbled at the 1 yard line, but I mean, it was still a dub. I think it was 950. I don't think it was quite 1,000 in profit, but I think we're still up pretty nice on the account. Let me check. Bro, my computer is cheeks, bro. This is ridiculous. It's not actually this slow. It's only when I use OBS it's this slow, but still. So 947. So that would have been 2R. Like, I risked maybe like 412 or something like that. I don't know. 425, something like that. But it was still a good day. Nonetheless, a dub was a dub. So we're gonna roll with it. But yeah, that's about all I got. Tired as hell. I need to finish back testing and get some food in my body and then go to sleep. So still gotta flex on y'all bum asses, bro. You feel me? Really do this out here. You really do this out here. All right, bro. That's it. I'm gonna put this video in my trade journal for this trade, so I do these videos yes, to help me stay consistent on YouTube, but also it helps me to, you know how like when people say when you write something down, you retain the information better. I kind of feel the same way with these videos. Like whenever I can go back to a trade, like I go to my trade journal, look at a trade. It's one thing for me to just read. Like for example, I can go ahead and just read this trade right here. But I feel like reading it is cool, but then having, you know, a video right here, I can just click and, you know, I can watch me breaking down the video to myself essentially. It just helps kind of better understand what my state of mind was for the day, all that stuff, and then just, you know, obviously I retain the information a little bit better. So really doing these for myself out here. So let me put this in the journal and call it a night before I get too tired. Other than that, appreciate y'all watching. See you in the next video. Peace.